as high as 5 feet water line on your house. That means that that water has infiltrated the slab.
Crawl space?
Yeah, the floor. And so a couple of those houses that, you know, we had to get the boat in there to get people out of, the floor is beginning to already cave in. And so, me personally, as a pastor and a person that wants to see the best done for folks, I would not be one of those people that would agree to try to do anything to fix those houses. I would be an advocate for you to tear them down. I would be an advocate for you to put a 48-inch drain in here. I'm not sure, having done some of this in the past myself, that even a 48-inch drain with nothing on the property would not stop debris from coming and blocking it up, so that you still had a vast amount of water standing. But what I do want...
Excuse me, if there was water standing and the houses were removed, then we don't have that problem.
Then you don't have that problem.
So all we have is water standing in the road.
And you still would have the problem of right-of-way and passage, which would, you don't know what's in there and what debris would. But what I want the council to understand, when the thought is given to finding resources to help those people relocate, remember, these are folks that have lived on that street. One lady's been there since, she told me, 1940-something. Miss Minnie Cotton had all of her children there. Alexis Ellison, who is her daughter, who lived next door, has been there all of her life. When you think about what they've invested in the city of Scottsboro and living there, and the devastation that has now come to them the second time, I really would hope that the council would be our voice piece and our fighters to help find funds. In other words, what I'm saying to you is, don't just talk about it. Make it happen. Be able to come and say to those folks, here, we've got something to offer to you. Because if it were your house, I would be fighting just as hard to make sure that the city attorney's house was valued just as much as Minnie Cotton's house. So I'm not trying to say that we're any better than anybody else in the city, but I'm saying this is one of your sore spots that as a council, we hope that you will take that in consideration, and you will fight to show the citizens of this community that when it happens, this is what we're about. This is why you elected us, and this is our job, is to avail ourselves and give the best of what can be given to the citizens. I thank God for Councilman Spears. I thank God. It was another gentleman. I don't see him. There he is, right there. When he came and spoke to me, and then on Saturday, he was right there. When he came up and shook my hand, that man wasn't shaking my hand just to look good. He was out there in the middle of the fray. It was hot out there. And those trucks that came and were lifting out stuff, nobody had a problem with it. But we will have an issue if those people cannot get some resolution, who cannot afford to go get these mortgages that it would take to get a new piece of property. So I'm wanting you to fight real hard. And if the fight turns out that you can't do it, then we will say we fought a good fight. But if you don't fight, then where else can we go to get some help and to get some justice?
Any questions for Mr. Evans?
Just one other thing. Since the flood was just only in the Scottsboro area, FEMA, we're not available or eligible for FEMA assistance because it has to be a $5 million damage claim. So that we checked into that. Next month we are going to Washington, some of us are, and on a chamber trip to go up there and see our representatives, and we're going to carry our pictures and probably our city engineer to go up there to seek funding through them for whether, for the mitigation, which would be the relocation or other drainage or whatever. So, that's kind of the plan right now, and we are all working on it. I can assure you that.
Well, thank you so much. Again, on this Wednesday coming at 5 p.m., if any of you would like to, I'm going to have all the affected families and business owners will be at Greater St. Paul at 5 p.m. We're going to give them an update and try to see what other assistance, because right now we've got them in a hotel and we're providing them with food, and what they need now is money, because if people start bringing clothes and bottles of water and stuff like that, they don't have any place to put that. And we're hoping by this weekend that we will get everybody placed into another temporary setting where they'll be able to receive those things. But it really would be nice to have you come and just say hi to the business owners and to the people, the good people that live on that street, and just to let them know that you care.
Any other questions or comments? I think the mayor pointed out, hopefully for future issues and hopefully for most of the flooding issues that we have, except for the most extreme cases, I think the drainage plan that we're going through putting together is probably going to fix a lot of the problem in the future. As far as what can be done now to assist those individuals, I think the best thing for the council to do so that we can research this is probably have a committee to take a look at that, attend some of these meetings or whatnot that you're looking at, and get involved in that way. So what I'll do is after the meeting, I'll talk with the council members and see who would like to be involved with that, and hopefully we can have someone to represent the council at these things and get involved in that way.
Wonderful. We'll take it.
Any other comments or questions? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Please excuse me, because I still got people over to the church. I wanted to make sure I got a chance to talk with you, but I still am trying to meet some needs. So if you see me leave, don't think it's that I got anything against you. I'm just trying to finish up tonight. Okay. Thank you again.
Understood.
All right. Moving on, we will need to continue our council meeting this evening until 11:30 on Tuesday, August the 31st. And this will be to consider for the canvassing, the election results, and other election-related matters. So we'll continue this meeting until Tuesday, August 31st, 11:30 a.m. for those purposes. Also, the CDA special call meeting for August 24th will be at 5:30, and that is, again, to consider further their bylaws and their structure. This time we'll move on to our reports, Mr. Mayor.
You have in your package a letter from the Board of Directors of the Water, Sewer, and Gas, where they gave us a check last week for $15,000 for paving repair across the city when they do their street cuts. Now I appreciate Mr. Richard and Mr. Lighter who are here tonight for that, for being aware of you know what goes on and for making the repairs. Not only did they give us $15,000, but they're also going to be paving a portion of Charlotte Street, Meadow Street, Jota Lane, and Oak Street where they've had some repairs to make, and that's going to be to the tune of another $34,000. So thank y'all for that. We appreciate it. Last Friday, there was a group of us went to Knoxville to the TVA board meeting. I think most of you probably heard by now that they appropriated $248 million for another phase of work at Belmont, which would mostly do with inventory and walk downs and engineering work at the Belmont nuclear plant, and also addressing the licensing issues. So that was good news, I think, for our area. And today we followed that up with another good announcement. The former Carrier WIT company, which is now HTPG, they were bought out maybe a month ago, announced after about 18 months that we've been working with Carrier in this new group that they would going to be relocating some jobs here. The big thing is that we stood to lose 319 jobs, but instead of losing that, we're going to gain about 200 jobs over 2 years. They will be closing down a plant in another part of the country, moving that here, and probably one of the best things too about it, it's all great news, but they're going to be moving their corporate headquarters for the entire for the world here at Scottsboro. So that's some fantastic news. There's a lot of people who worked hard on that, the state and local people, and so you'll be hearing a formal announcement from them here in the next couple of weeks, but that is some good news for us. I think that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Spears?
Mr. Mayor, that is good news. I want to just say on behalf of the City Council, personally myself, Mr. Mayor, I want to thank you for what you're doing, what you've done. On last week, when the floods, when the rains came, the mayor, Mr. King, the city engineer, the street department, and everybody was just out, just doing the best they could. We were while they were battling water on East Maple, we were battling water down at Collins, and it was all types of waters, and we just thank you for what you've done. Also, I could give a shout out, I don't know if I should say that on the council or not, but I just want to recognize those individuals who has helped so much in providing relief to those individuals on Maple Street. The Red Cross, the Southern Baptist Disaster Relief Agency, the Tennessee Valley Baptist Association, the Salvation Army, and I'm sure there were others. Again, the street department was out in full force, the police department was out in full force, and everybody was just doing the very best they can. As I toured a couple of houses, one house in particular, as I was walking through it, I said, how can I describe this to somebody that didn't know what's going on? Well, when you have a floor that's detached about 12 inches from the wall, and the flooring throughout the house represents sand dunes. I think that's probably the close, not roller coaster, but sand dunes, because it's no rhyme or reason to what was going on. The other thing is health issues for mold and mildew, and I don't even want to say asbestos, but mold and mildew, okay? And again, don't forget to recycle.
Thank you, Mr. Spears. Mr. Thomas?
I, too, would like to, or I guess I'd rather say, I would like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Remind everyone tomorrow's election, and then encourage all the candidates, Wednesday, your sign should be gone if you're not in a runoff. Return our city to as beautiful as it once was, and get your signs up. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Smith?
I have nothing to do.
Thank you, Mr. Bell.
I just want to say along with Mr. Spears to thank the mayor for a great job that he's doing. A lot of great work and a lot of good things are coming to Scottsboro. And just want the folks to know that that has lost their homes, that our heart goes out to them, and hopefully that we will be able to do something, and hopefully we won't be one that sits on our hands. Don't know what we can do, but we will try to do something. I'm sure you that, and just want you to know our hearts go out to you. Thankful for everybody being here tonight.
Thank you. I thank you all for coming out. I would like to, I guess, harp for a moment on the what's been going on in our community, all these investments in our community. I'm incredibly proud to see from TVA to our industrial and business prospects, and probably the most of our local individuals and local citizens that invest in our community and continue to help it grow and maintain. I hope that shows that a lot of things are being done. There are a lot of people behind the scenes that work every day to bring these industries in, even up to our federal delegation when it comes to things like TVA. But there are a lot of people working on all of these projects, and it's because of all that work that goes into it that we see these things come about over time. So I thank all those individuals for their help, and thank all the citizens in the community for their support for these projects, and of course their continued investment in this community. So with that, we will need to continue our meeting, as I said, until 11:30 on Tuesday, August 31st, and we will see you again at that time.